Hey, wonderful people, a pleasant Sunday afternoon to you. If you have not yet made Jesus Christ your personal Lord and Savior, feel free to do so. He's the best being ever. Certainly that would be the best decision you could ever make. All right, wonderful people, I'm going to encourage my fellow Jamaicans, those in the diaspora, and if you're not Jamaican, to listen to the New York's Townhall meeting. It held yesterday, and the cohort that I recognize that are there are obviously our current Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, and Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith. I know there is someone from the diaspora, her name eluded me, she mentioned it. I wanted to give some acknowledgement to her. I mean, she's based overseas, it seems, and I suppose maybe there are other people there. When I looked at it, it's actually 2 hours and 33 minutes long. I've been 1 hour and a minute in, so I think I've gotten something solid to solidify what it is that I'm going to actually comment on. And Kamina Johnson-Smith had spoken about our Prime Minister being the youngest. I think he became Prime Minister in 2000 and, well, you remember the short stint that he had, but I know it was age 39, and he's the first Jamaican Prime Minister to hold a PhD. And congratulations are certainly in order where those 2 feats are concerned. You may not necessarily see that for a little while in our country. May not to say it can never happen again. You can even have somebody younger and somebody who actually, with something else that is just a feat, I heard, the Prime Minister basically said that he has been in politics since he's 25 years of age, so he's about 27 years now. And, one of the sad realities is that since independence, 1962, August 6, 1962, emancipation, August 1 of the said year, into independence, is that, and when he said that, I said, I agree with him, that our independence was on politics, getting that political reign. I'm using the term political reign. And with the hope of that political reign segueing itself succinctly, sweetly, and effectively, even efficiently, into our economy, making our economy great, making it grandiose, making it resplendent, solid, and having that sustainable development. He said that his desire, I don't know if it was as he entered politics or becoming the Prime Minister, was to see Jamaica a first world country, a developed country. And unfortunately, he mentioned some years since basically independence, whether it's 1972, in the 80s, in the 90s, and even in the 2000s, the unfortunate situation is that poverty is still chronic. The poor healthcare system is still acute. The education system is out of whack in a negative way. It has spiraled out of control. And perhaps it would behoove him, meaning it would not be his duty, to say this is a major, not the only, but a strong possibility and obviously a strong hypothesis where poor leadership was at the helm of why since 1962 to present our economy has not thrived. Our economy has not thrived. He even mentioned that when people are talking, they will say they look at things that from the local government aspect. He didn't use the word local government. I'm saying it for you to understand. So they'll see him. He said he went to Whitehorse in a small town in Westmoreland. I know that area. And at Hanover, and returning residents would say, we need water. There's no water here. We need better roads. And the usual thing. Some people say we need better education system and so on. We need better health care. The crime and the violence needs to go down. But, you know, they always say it's not necessarily a cause and effect as it relates to economy, money, and then all these different little legs attached on with what I just mentioned in terms of healthcare, education, crime and violence, better roads, better, you know, going down to the local government, the nitty-gritty, the granular level. A member of the Jamaica Labour Party years ago, I remember this, had said, and this is long before COVID, before we even thought about COVID, before we even knew that something like this existed, years before, had stated, and it is somebody who has education, training, or background knowledge of finance and management, stated that anyone who is earning under $500,000, because he quoted the yearly, at the time when we calculated the yearly amount, the equivalent was about $500,000. I don't think it was gross, but let us say gross, but let us say net, take home. They're barely scratching the surface. They're struggling. And my question to the Prime Minister, because I ended at 1 hour and 1 minute, paused I should say, not ended at listening, because I'm going to listen to the entire thing, said, this is a present day where the economy is now at its best, because prior years, under the two governments, said predominantly theirs, naturally they're going to speak more highly of theirs, you know, we have seen the economy very shaky, and very seldom do we hear people talk about the economy. They will mention the other things from the local government aspect, as I had said. But my question to the Prime Minister is, why is it, if the economy is great right now, why is it that so many people are still underemployed? I'm one of them. Yes. A Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, a minor in Social Psychology, and my Master's is in Communication for Social and Behavioral Changes. So two ends of the spectrum over Soci and Carinac. Okay, watch me now. And there are others that I can mention. There are many people who are underemployed. So in other words, based on where their matriculation is, their educational status, it's here, but the pay is here, for those who may not understand what it means to be underemployed. So they're here, but their pay and the level of work is here. So some should be like maybe management level, but they're under that. You know, maybe clerical level, or however you would want to dub it. Why is it that so many people are underemployed, especially among the public sector workers? One, why is promotion little to none? You hardly hear of, you hardly see people getting promoted. And it is not a matter of their attitude suck, that is why their altitude is stagnated. I have seen in cases, and nobody has ever said that, I've seen with my own two eyes, people who have performed poorly and their attitude is average. Not limited, not necessarily better than. Average. You wouldn't say they're great and wonderful people and have gotten promoted because they know this person and they know that one, and they say, hi auntie, hi uncle. So you're right. Your bad attitude can certainly determine your high altitude, not necessarily a good attitude. I mean, that will come from God ultimately, because as Psalm 75:67 says, for promotion cometh neither from the east nor from the west nor from the south, but God setteth up one and puts down another. Promotion really comes from God. True promotion, because when that comes, you know, unless the person is not humble and decides to take on arrogance, pride, strife, selfishness, and malice and unforgiveness, God can take that away. Outside of that, they remain and just keep getting promoted, like David. David, the Bible talks about his success. He was successful after another because he remained humble before the Lord. Not perfect, but humble and not proud. Why is promotion little to none? Why is it that public sector workers have to be, you know, coming back with the same issue? You know, we're not getting this pay. We're not getting this situation. The civil servants, their thing, I mean, I cannot believe that it really has not fully rectified as yet. Why? If our economy is great at this juncture, according to you. Prior, it was not, but now. Underemployment, lacking promotion. Guys, you know what to do, read TikTok and YouTube.